Pray like this. It's the perfect time to be transformed. I'm Mike Morrison with 2 minutes of insight and inspiration. Welcome to 2 Minute Transformation. This week's devotions are dedicated to a transforming prayer. We call it the Lord's Prayer, but it wasn't the Lord's Prayer at all, nor was it meant to necessarily be a recitation, although let me say there's absolutely nothing wrong with reciting it. The disciples have asked Jesus, as he is teaching on, among other things, prayer, to teach them how to pray. Jesus responds by giving them a model prayer, a framework for which to hang an effectual prayer upon. I've said on this webcast that prayer alone will not produce the transformation that God wants to bring to pass in your life. But let me also say, without a strong prayer life, transformation would be virtually impossible. Jesus understood how desperately the disciples would need a model in which to develop a strong prayer life if they were ever going to survive and succeed in the task of spreading the gospel. And so he begins his model prayer by focusing it properly upon the object of a sound prayer. Matthew chapter 6 verse 9, Jesus says, "In this manner therefore pray, Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name." What a better place to begin than the beginning of all things, God. And not just some distant deity upon some cosmic throne disconnected from the affairs of mankind. He begins by inviting us into a relationship with our Father. Prayer should not be cumbersome or constrained. We're welcomed, friends, to engage in an intimate conversation when we call on the name of God. He delights in those moments that we speak to Him of our thoughts, hopes, fears, and dreams. He patiently waits to be invited into our struggles and to share in our victories. We're quickly reminded, too, that our origins are His and they're not of this world. When you realize yours is a kingdom beyond this realm, everything else begins to make sense. Do you ever have those moments when you feel like a stranger on this rock we call earth? That's because you are. And not only is He our Father in heaven, but His name and His nature are divinely above any earthly thing. When you pray, you speak to the most holy of kings, our Father, who welcomes us as His heirs to be transformed.